All right. Thought I would show off my top 12 Teddy Ball game cards. Yeah, thank you for being here. Welcome to the Vintage Sanctuary. So you may have noticed this Band-Aid. I had a benign cyst and I went to the dermatologist and he said, "What do you want to do about this?" And I said, "Cease and desist, cut it out." And that's exactly what he did. Should probably cut out my humor. All right, without further ado, let's turn this camera around and let's look at my top 12 Teddy Ball game cards. Woohoo! All right, well, we're gonna have, now this is technically number 13, or you could call it honorable mention, from the 59 Fleer Ted Williams set. Fisherman Ted hooks a big one. Now, here's the deal. On another day, my top 12 might be rearranged or might include a different card or two, but I went with my gut, and my gut told me this is number 13, or the honorable mention. I just love the look, the colors, and it also shows that Ted Williams was not one-dimensional despite his uber focus on hitting and seeking to become the the best hitter ever. And this picture is of Ted with his prize catch, a 1,235-pound black marlin. So Ted is an avid and expert fisherman. He devotes more time to fishing than anything else except baseball. His status in the fishing world is as renowned as his status in the baseball world. So yeah, there you have it. Ted hooks a big one. That's the honorable mention, or number 13. And now we get to number 12, also from the 59 Fleer set, Practice Makes Perfect. What I love about this card, I just think the colors are just so stunning. You know, people show their T206 cards with those stunning colors. I think this is right up there. Number 3 in the set in a Nevermore Minty 7. And it definitely, gets to the heart of the matter. Ted Williams was consumed with hitting, not just when he was in Major League Baseball, but at a much younger age. Ted continued to practice harder than ever to be as good as his hero, Babe Ruth. At age 14, Ted was starring in junior high school ball. He hit the long ball regularly because of quick, powerful wrists and a smooth, level swing. These physical abilities eventually became his trademark. He often went out on the sandlots and had the other kids pitch to him so that he could practice hitting. So we've got Ted, as a young guy, consumed with hitting already. Practice makes perfect. That's number 12 in the countdown. And now we move on to number 11, also in the 59 Fleer set, Sharpshooter Ted. Now, this card is a gift. I'm probably a little bit biased. This card I received, I could look back. It's been a couple years or so from DK Cardboard. Doug, thank you so much. And I absolutely love this card. There's just something special about this image. What is going on there? What is Ted doing? Is he trying to be silly or what? Well, he's taking the naval eye test. You can read the back, but I'm going to read starting near the bottom there. As a baseball record breaker, he continued the same, actually in the middle. One phase of training was aerial gunnery. Ted broke the base gunnery record while there. A baseball record breaker, he continued the same as a Marine pilot. Navy doctors said that eyesight like Ted's occurred only 6 times per 1,000 persons. So obviously his incredible eyesight had something to do with his amazing hitting. Thank you again, Doug. That is number 11 in the countdown. And now we move on to number 10. You know, one thing I love about the 59 Fleer set, I still don't know if I'll go after the entire set. I think I've got somewhere around 16 of them at this point. But I love that you can get these high grades for cards from the 1950s, 1959 specifically, and of one of the best ever. So I wanted to go after a 9. So I splurged and got this in a 9. And even still, I think this was I'd have to look back, but maybe 140 bucks. So, you know, not crazy expensive. Having a little hard time focusing. There we go. Ted Crashlands Jet. This is number 10 in the countdown. See if we can get this to focus. Wants to be a little closer here. So I just love this card because of what Ted did. Basically, he didn't want to mess up his body for baseball. So rather than ejecting, he landed the plane, and it says Ted stepped out of the plane uninjured just before the plane burst into flame. Oh man, Ted won 3 air medals for his Marine Combat Service. So yeah, what a hero. Chuck Norris wishes he could be Ted Williams. Here it is in a minty fresh 9 from 1959. Ted Crashlands Jet. So that is number 10. And now we're going to move on to number 9. And number 9 is big, so I might have to do a little rearranging here. Oh, there's number 9. Give me a second. All right, you're seeing most of number 9 there. In a Vintage Greatness 3. This is, I'll show it sideways, 1950 All-Star Baseball uncut sheet. There was a pinups book, I believe American League stars, like 10 of them or a dozen of them, and Ted Williams was one of them. So getting this uncut sheet is not very common. Heck, even getting the circle, which is perforated so you can pop it out, is not so common either. And here's the back. Hints on hitting. By the way, in case you're wondering, I think what makes this a 3 is kind of silly, actually. It's just, you know, a little bit of stress around the perforations, I guess. But this comes in at number 9. The 1950 All-Star Baseball Ted Williams gets an official grade of 3, but you know what? To me, it's kind of silly because unless there's something I'm not noticing, I see no reason why this isn't just, I mean, it's in fantastic, absolutely fantastic shape. If I can get myself out of the way here, maybe you could get a better look at Ted. Beautiful smile, beautiful image. Number 9, the 1950 All-Star Baseball Ted Williams uncut pinups. Woohoo! All right, we're moving on to number 8. 41 double play, Ted Williams and Joe Cronin, couple of Hall of Famers. The horizontal cards in this set have action shots. The vertical cards have portraits, as we'll see in a little bit. That's a hint at what's coming in the near future. So this is number 8, 41 double play, Ted Williams, Joe Cronin in a VG EX4, but it's got that awesome sticker on the back. See how awesome the back is? They should have put one on the front. I think the front is pretty awesome as well, but that's number 8. Now we're moving on to number 7. And I'm already arguing with myself about order, but okay, we're gonna call this number 7. Like I say, this could change on any given day. This is number 7. This was a pickup at this year's National, 2025 National, for $450 with an asking price of $500. Offered $450 and it was accepted. Beautiful card. I love that, like forest green. Just a beautiful, I love these Redman Tobacco with tabs. I am a tab snob, gotta have the tab. That's just me. You know, it's still glorious without the tab. I'll show it without the tab. There it is without the tab, still glorious right there. There it is with the tab. Here's the back. Oh yeah, I absolutely love this card. I tell you what, just to give you a sense of how tough this is, I mean, I actually thought about making this number 1, but it comes in at number 8. I think, was that number 8 or number 7? That's number 8. That's number 7. It comes in at number 7, and now we move on to number 6. As mentioned, when they're horizontal, it's the portraits. 41 double play, Ted Williams and his card neighbor, Jim Tabor. Look at that. Absolutely love this card in a Too Good to Be 2. I just love that look of a young Ted Williams from his epic 1941 year. And this is coming in at number 6. Notice a little paper loss on the back, a little paper crinkle down there, a little paper loss over here. All those things contribute to the 2, but you know what's cool? Those things don't bother me a bit. It shows up, that wrinkle shows up on the front here, right down through the words. Doesn't bother me a bit. You've got sweet centering. You've got, strong sepia, quote unquote, color. You've got sharp corners. I mean, clean, fresh. Yeah, this is exactly what I was looking for. So that's number 6. And now we're going to move on to number 5. This was from this year's National, but not bought from one of the dealers, but rather from my friend Matt. The Card Story, number 5, the 47 Bond Bred Ted Williams hitting in a snowstorm. And this is the original, the 47 Bond Bred with the beveled corners. This card, I mean, I loved it when I bought it, but it's grown on me even more. Thank you so much, Matt. So this is coming in at number 5 and a blank back. Kind of looks like a piece of bread too. All right, that's number 5. That wasn't supposed to be funny. That wasn't funny. Who's laughing? All right, that's number 5. And we are moving on to number 4. The Topps rookie card of Ted Williams. His first Topps card, 1954 Topps, number 1 in a Vintage Greatness 3. Wow. This is sharp and sweet. And then here's the back. As you probably know, that's number 4. Let's see, that's going to go right here. As you probably know, card values have went up for a lot of cards. I was just thinking about that today. I don't know how happy I am about that. On the one hand, if I wanted to sell cards like this that I bought a few years ago, I would gather some profit. But on the other hand, I'm not in the business of selling. For the most part, I'm in the business of acquiring. So higher prices don't really help with acquiring. Dang it. But if I were a seller right now, then I guess I'd be stoked about that. But hey, it is what it is, right? I can't control it. So I'll just enjoy it and continue to buy cards, whether they're going up or down. I mean, if I think the market's kind of crazy, it does impact my buying. But anyway, that's for another video. This is number 3, the bookend card, the last card in the 54 Topps set. Look at this stunner. In an exceptional 5. Look at that. Talk about razor sharp. Wow. Man, that is one sweet card. The dude that I bought this from off eBay told me that it was an older 8, an 8 OC, probably because it's off center on the back here to the right, but then also it's off center to the top. This logo and Ted Williams are getting pretty close to the top, but I'm not so sensitive to top bottom off center. I'm more sensitive to left right. So to me, this is just wonderful. Anyway, it was an 8 OC, but then he resubmitted and came back a straight 5. And, I can believe it. I can believe it. This thing is just so sharp. All right, that's number 3. Woohoo! We're down to the final 2. I tell you what, these could have went in either order as well, but this is the one I chose for number 2. The 41 Play Ball, number 14, Ted Williams. I tell you what, to me, this is the card. This is a card to go after. I don't know why it doesn't seem to get as much love. Maybe there's some people who don't care for it, kind of that colorized look, but because it's a colorization of the 1940 Play Ball image. But I absolutely love it. But I kind of feel like this is, a little bit less. I mean, it's still a spendy card. It's a comic card. But I saw an SGC 1.5 that looked pretty nice, pretty nicely centered. I think the opening bid was like $1,100 on eBay. and nobody bid on it. So I feel like this is kind of, I don't know that I want to call it a sleeper, but it's a little more affordable than, you know, some of the other early Ted Williams. So I think this is really can be a really nice way to go if you want to save up the pennies or sell, trade, and get one early Ted Williams card. I think this is a pretty nice way to go, especially, of course, if you like the image, which I happen to absolutely love it. So this is number 2. We'll put that right there. And if you've seen my channel before, you probably know what came in at number 1. The glorious 49 Leaf. Oh, man. Wow. 49 Leaf, Gum Company, number 76. Let's see if we can get some focusing going on here. There. No, not there. Yes, there. That's pretty good. It's being a little bit picky about the focusing, isn't it? All right, that's good. Number 1. Are there other Ted Williams cards I'd like to go after? Absolutely. I mean, I'd love to have his rookie 39 play ball. The only thing holding me back is, you know, pretty expensive. His 40 play ball, kind of black and white or sepia, I guess. I mean, hey, I'd love to have that. I don't have any of his early Bowmans, like 51 or 50. 54, that's a toughie because they had to pull it due to contract issues. But anyway, yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah, there are lots of Ted Williams cards I'd love to have. But you know what? I feel really blessed to have the ones that I have. And it was kind of one of those things where Ted Williams is one of the players that really captured, you know, just really captured my collecting interest. So I just started slowly but surely grabbing some of his cards. And here we are. I feel like, you know, if I don't get any more, I'm happy, blessed to have the ones that I have. But I would love to get some more and just keep working at it. I don't generally think, you know, sometimes I'll think in terms of completion, but with Ted Williams here, I'm not necessarily thinking in terms of completion. I'm just thinking of just, you know, every time I can get another Ted Williams card I love, I feel blessed, and I'm just going to keep doing that. Just keep doing it. All right, let me turn this camera around, and then we can get this video to cease and desist at some point. Thank you for sharing in my joy. I hope you had a wonderful and peaceful time in the Vintage Sanctuary. Oh, by the way, if you want, down below, if you could let me know which was your favorite, or maybe you have one that's your favorite. It doesn't have to be on this list. All right, take care, my collecting brothers and sisters.